would have been a hot button issue leading into the primary election, getting ready for November's general election. But do you remember they were trying to get on the ballot an amendment for the Missouri Constitution to allow a 14th casino, and this would be along the Osage River. Osage River Gaming, Bally Sports, they had been teaming together to gain signatures. Well, the report had come out a couple weeks ago that it failed. It didn't get enough signatures. We talked with Lake Ozark Mayor Dennis Newberry. He said, hey, we hate to see that. We do still feel like there's means to get this on the ballot, even if we have to appeal. When he says we, he's speaking on behalf of the Osage River Gaming and Bally Sports. Well, it didn't take long for that to come to fruition. On Friday, August 30th, a Cole County judge ruled that the petition to add a 14th casino license, the Missouri Constitution, did indeed get enough signatures.
Yeah, it was kind of, I mean, we were both surprised, I think, when we heard the news that they didn't get enough signatures, to make the ballot, because kind of thought that was a done deal. But then you see the 180 turn, here. It kind of makes you wonder, okay, what's going on in the back rooms behind the scenes? I mean, who's pulling the triggers and, making things like this happen? So it goes from being off the ballot, not even going to be an issue, to on the ballot. Man, this is some weird stuff, but a big step forward for the Osage River Gaming Commission in getting a casino at the Lake of the Ozarks. This is just a huge, massive step forward in that.
Yeah, initially the petition allegedly fell about 2,000 signatures short, but the lawsuit ruled in favor of Osage River Gaming. Now this is weird because last week we told you about Secretary of State's office, Jay Ashcroft. Well, it was his office that conceded in front of a judge that they did get enough signatures. An Osage River Gaming spokesperson, John Hancock, thought that name was interesting.
Yeah, fascinating.
John Hancock, nothing nefarious was being done that he knew. He said they just ran out of time for the November ballot and that it was the last thing ballot-wise or signature-wise that got turned in, so he thinks they just ran out of time. But after the lawsuit, they had to recount, and they said, no, you didn't fall short. Now, the November ballot was already finalized earlier in August, and so this court order actually allows the ballot to be changed ahead of time for the November election coming up. So now, although a huge step for Osage River Gaming and Bally Sports, now Missouri voters will be faced with that decision on Tuesday, November 5th. Will you vote yes or will you vote no for an amendment for the Missouri Constitution? That will tell whether or not this has a path to move forward. But it is a big step because it was off the ballot without a possibility, and now we're going to see that. But also remember, there's a September 5th hearing in Cole County as well that includes Secretary of State Jay Ashcroft's office as far as sports betting. Remember, we told you last week that the two group of political advisors out of Cole County filed a lawsuit saying, hey, you used the old congressional districts in the state of Missouri to say there were enough signatures in each of the districts. And that's supposed to happen later this week, which we don't know that hearing by the time we recorded this. But so you ask what's going on. I would wonder what is going on with Secretary of State, Missouri Secretary of State's office, John J. Ashcroft, because that's two big issues where they've had to go back and forth. They're in Cole County Court a lot the last couple of weeks, including this hearing on the 5th coming up, which we don't know about. So a lot on that November ballot in regards to casinos and sports betting. It's like, whew.
Yeah, it seems like maybe Ashcroft's office didn't do a great job reining in this election because they're having these different problems.
Wonder if he was campaigning.
Well, yeah, he was running for governor, remember that. So this is interesting. It's also interesting to me that it's really out of the hands of the Lake of the Ozark residents. I mean, we can obviously vote, but this is a statewide vote now, so people in Kansas City and St. Louis and Springfield will basically be deciding whether or not there can be a casino at the Lake of the Ozarks. Yeah, it's kind of been taken out of the locals' hands now.
Sure, which I think they kind of bank on that much, knowing they don't need the local support quite as much as the locals would like to think they do.
And I will say this, if it passes, if they do bring a casino, to the Lake of the Ozarks, or two, because remember the, Indian nation is planning on bringing a casino in. That would be potentially two casinos. If they bring a casino into the area, that is going to bring business. I mean, that will bring big business into the area, whether it's business we want, that's, another thing, but it will bring more people and more business, more money into the area.
I'm just practicing now because in case they do bring a casino to the lake area, 1-800-BETS-OFF. I'm going to need that number in case they do bring a casino.